Morning folks. So you might have heard by now that I've been super lucky to become a lead user for Wiral Cam. It's their brand new product that's set to change the game. It is a game changer. I'm really stoked about it, and hopefully by now you've already seen the test edit that was put together at the weekend. I was fortunate enough to have the guys from Wiral come and visit me, and they gave me a little run through of how to set it up. And today I just want to give you a bit of a look at it and an idea of what it is. I've had a few questions, you know, what is it all about, how does it work? So the best way to do it is to show you. So we are very much looking at a prototype unit at the moment. This isn't going to be what the final version is, nor is this controller. I've seen some of the tech drawings for the final controller. It's very small, compact, easy to use. But I suppose the main thing to comment on, and especially for me, this prototype unit is easy to use. So it's already at a good place right now. It folds away small. Obviously you won't keep the camera attached the whole time, but it's lightweight, it's not heavy, it's all going to fit in a backpack really easily and leave plenty of room on top of that. And it's just a fold out design. And this little thing travels along a wire back and forth, giving you that opportunity to get drone cam style footage in an area like this in the woods where you just can't fly a drone. And that's where this thing really comes into its own. There's so many shots that I'd like to get in here and around the tracks, where yes, I have a camera system with a homebrew system with a gimbal set up that I can run around and I can kind of get close to the riders, but you're just not going to get that same follow cam type feeling, or just not going to, as a filmmaker, not going to be able to get the same type of shots as actually sending something in right next to the rider. With this, it's a predetermined line. When you set your wire up and set it to run down, you can discuss that with the rider obviously before you take the shot. They know where it's going to be coming through, you know where you're sending them. Bingo, the shots are easy to plan. There's not the unpredictability of a drone kind of hovering around and bouncing off bloody trees or bouncing off riders, worse still. It's just a real game changer. But the point that I want to get across is that it's easy to use. Even a knucklehead like me can use one. So your first point of call is to find yourself a line that you want to shoot down, and then find a base tree to set off from. And it is really as simple as taking a piece of line and hooking it around the tree. So just hook that up now. Bingo, step one completed. All you do now is run your line to your end point. So the line runs on this thing. Very, very simple, easy to wind up, easy to transport around. There's 50 meters worth of line currently on this prototype model. I haven't had a lot of experimenting with it yet. This is, to be 100% honest, this is only my second ever turn. So I think at the moment that 50 meters is more than enough. It allows me, especially in these situations, to capture a glide cam down across the jumps that I want. I think it's going to be good. But how this attaches to the tree is the genius part, because obviously you want the line to be taut and tense, and the way they've figured out to do it is perfect. So what you end up with here is your line, you hook it round this part here, just at the front, and then you end up with this tensioning belt to put around your second tree, your base stop tree. Then, I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera, but we'll try and show that through. So I don't know if you can see the line running down there, but you can, as you notice, it's got some sag. Obviously that's not what you want, so all you need to do is tension this belt and Bob's your uncle. Bingo. The next step from there is to attach this small chock just towards the end of your line, towards the end of where your shot's going to finish. And this is basically a bump stop, so to speak, stop it from running all the way down. So with things like this and angles like this where it's coming off as like a ski jump down a slope, even with the gimbal attachment, there's no way that I can run down here and follow a rider successfully and catch their jump, and you know, I just can't do it without falling. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be able to keep up with them. B, even if I could, you know, I'm either going to run in front of them, get in the way, or it's just not practical. It's not going to work out. I can't fly a drone down past them or next to them because we're in the trees. So this is the perfect solution. So once you've got your line set up, it's time to open up the unit, which is just a case of putting 2 arms up. You'll notice there's a little carabiner on here, which is just another safety measure, just to make sure that you aren't dropping things on the floor, and then attach it to the line. How hard can it be? Simple as that. So once you've opened out the arms and attached it to the line, I'd say that your next point of call on this one is to start to think about your camera angle. Now this is on a, let's show you here, you can see that it's on a ball joint, so that you've got lots of different options for facing that camera. Either face it sideways, on, backwards, excuse me, whichever you prefer. And I think the key to this, as I say, not very experienced with this yet, but I think the key is going to be doing a couple of runs with different camera angles and changing the angle each time, and just so therefore when it comes down to your editing, you've got a couple of things to choose from. But I'll set this camera angle up on the way that I think might be kind of cool for now, which and then we'll give it a test and get the machine turned on. So even this is a prototype unit, well, the whole thing's a prototype. I do believe that this is probably going to work in the same way for the final version. The idea being, you turn on the controller first, and there's a little switch on the back of the unit. Turn that one on. You'll get a couple of bleeps to tell you that it's awake. I've got, as you can see on the red lights here on the GoPro, I've got that going, and it really is a case of just sending it down. So here's the deal on it from me. Because it's so easy just to rig up and pull down again and move to the next location, which is what I'm doing now while I'm having a bit of a test of it. The way I see it is, the shots that you're going to get from it are only actually limited by your imagination and what you can see and envisage to form a line through. So one thing I am looking forward to doing, that I haven't tried yet, but I am looking forward to bringing a pair of fold-away ladders out with us, and you know, reaching a little bit higher up the tree and just trying some experimental shots with it, because as much as it works a treat for just reach up above your head and do it, just wonder what it'd look like if you got it coming up out of the trees. I don't know, but again, that's intriguing, and I like the idea of that, the fact that you're only going to be limited by your imagination. So that second go at putting it up and taking it back down, you're going to be, when you're filming, in my opinion, you're going to have had this de-rigged and be over setting it up in the next spot more quickly than your filming subject can push their bike over to the next spot. It really is that simple. So let's try it over here. Okay, so here's a top tip from day one of experimenting. Take it somewhere that you've tried to film before, and like a feature that you've wanted to film, but you maybe haven't had the maximum results from the feature that you thought you might have been able to get. Take it there and then start looking around. So this one, I'd really like to get a shot of Adam hitting the step down and styling it out a bit, because it's a very easy gap jump. So it's not too much to think about, and you can throw the bars over on the step down. And I've had problems, I've kind of tried to film it from the side, and I've put GoPros on stands and filmed it kind of from this angle before, and it's never really worked. But I've got a line up, we'll take you to the top of the line. So I've got a line running put you right on the line. I've got a line running down there, and like today even I can just run the Wiral down it, get some test footage and see how this, as you're panning alongside it, see how this might look. So it's top tip, number one, take it to somewhere you've already filmed and maybe not had the results that you were looking for. Try with the Wiral and have another look and see what results you get then. So we already get the feeling from here, we're just going to get a much more dynamic shot. We'll give this a go and see what it looks like. So, full disclosure here, I'm not sponsored by Wiral. I've just been asked to test their prototype as what they call a lead user. I don't make any money from this, and I hope you guys have known me well enough by now. For if it was a bit naff, I've got their address, I would write back to them and say, sorry, it's a bit naff. But it's not. It's really interesting. This, as I say, this is only day 2 with having a go with it, but I'm really interested to see what sort of footage I can get of Adam and other riders, and see what, you know, when you're editing stuff together, because let's be honest, we've all had a bit of a turn at it. You can get apps for your phone, or the other thing is you can attach your phone to this as well, so you don't actually need to have a GoPro or any other action cam. But we've all had a go at editing stuff together, and every time you kind of think, ah, man, I wish I had just more shots, different angles, and it just looks better with more shots and different angles. So as far as a tool for a job goes, this is great. I'm really pleased that they've come from an idea in January where, yes, I did write to them and go, wow, that's a great idea, this is brilliant, you need to really push on and see what you can do with this. And they've got from that state there to fully working prototypes that we can. There's a few of us around I think around the world, but certainly around the UK. There's a couple of us that are testing these out, and we'll be able to give our feedback back to the company, and from there it's just going to make it even better. So what I would like to do, just out of sheer nosiness, is just to give it a run through the car park and see what sort of footage comes out of that. So for the final test of the day, it's the kind of usual bloke with a new toy thing of, I wonder what would happen if I turned it all the way up to 10. We've got it attached on that tree there, and I mean, not trying to break anything, just interested to see what happens when you max it out. So I've not only have I turned it to all the way up to 10, probably up to 10.5, because I've used an extra strap just to reach this tree. It's 50 metres. We'll give you a look down here now, see what the score is with this. So you can see here I've got it maxed all the way out. I've used an extra strap on, and let's just see what this does. So it's just as I hoped, you can max this thing out at length and it just doesn't care. Right folks, it's getting a little dark, so I'm going to have to draw this vlog to a close. I'm going to finish on this. I can't do a product review on this piece of kit because it isn't a product yet. I don't think that'll be coming until sort of 2017. What I can tell you is, I really feel like I'm going to be able to get some new angles with this. I think it's an amazing tool. More importantly is, after a couple of hours use today, I feel like I can take it out tomorrow and go filming with it. I've got the gist of it, I know how it works, know how to set it up, take it down. I can't say that about I've got one of these GoPro Hero 4 Blacks. I've had it for a year and I'm still playing around with the settings on that and not 100% confident in which settings are the best ones. So as far as ease of use for a filming tool goes, especially in wooded and restricted flight areas, I can't recommend this highly enough. I'm going to leave in the description below this video all the links over to Wiral's social media and their web page, so that you can keep fully up to date on what they're doing, and I'll keep you up to date on what the capabilities of this little thing are, because the next job out now is to get out there and go and film and edit. So looking forward to that one coming. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for your time. I'll see you soon.